how to say no in the holiday season. All right, guys, come on. You've only got so many days, you only got so many hours in a day, and you got a lot of demands. Start with this understanding. There are more things pulling at you for the holiday season than A, you can adequately, cheerfully, fulfillingly say yes to, and B, some of them are not going to make you happy. They're going to hurt you, and you should say no to anyway. First of all, we got a limit, and secondly, we got to figure out which ones are good and which ones are bad. And here's a bigger problem. Even among all of the good ones, which tends to be a big problem, there's more good ones than we can actually give to. You've got to prioritize, because maybe you're coming in from somewhere else, another town. There's 80,000 people that you want to see or want to see you, or that many relatives or whatever. Well, we don't have all of that time. So something that is one of the biggest factors, you've heard me talk about this and other Boundaries Without Me lessons, one of the biggest factors that goes on to accomplishing the goals that we want is prioritization. Okay? You can't do everything, but get away from this thought. Say no to this thought that all things are equal. They're not. There are some relationships that are the most significant to you, but if you're equalizing time and energy to all of them, some of them don't really warrant the time and attention that the key deep relationship should get. So you got to say no to that thought and go to prioritizing. Now, here's a tip on prioritizing. It's a Bible verse I love. It comes out, you can look it up, 2 Corinthians 9:7, and it's about kind of how we give, because in the holidays, you're giving your time and energy, among other things, right? And here's what it says. Give as you have, watch this word, give as you have purposed, decided, planned on, as you have purposed intentionally. Give as you have purposed in your heart, the things that matter to you. And then it goes on to say, not giving begrudgingly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. Now look at those three words. Purpose. I need to think about this. What do I want to give my time and energy to this year? Okay? These are the important things. What do I want to say no to? Well, first of all, things that aren't important, but those other two words come into play. Begrudgingly or under compulsion. Begrudgingly is when we get, pressured into doing something from outside pressure. People's manipulation, their guilt, their, pressure. And what do? We don't say no, we say yes, but then we begrudge it. It doesn't lead to cheer. We begrudge it. It doesn't make us happy. It makes us, I hate this. But we're doing it not because we want to, but because there's manipulation or pressure to do it. And that doesn't lead to a cheerful giver, right? The other word is under compulsion. So begrudging is external pressure. Under compulsion is I feel compelled to because of the voices in my head. I'm bad. I'm selfish. I ought to do this, blah, 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 blah. And we're just not free to say no because of the compulsive voices inside. Not unlike OCD, where somebody has a compulsion, they don't feel free to not go check where the stove is on for the 96th time. The pressure of that compulsion. So what happens there? You've lost your freedom. Begrudgingly, under compulsion. Those are two of the best keys to know, maybe I ought to say no to this, because I'm not saying yes for a good reason, and I'm not saying yes for something that leads to purpose and joy. Now, let me give you one little tweak on that, because some of you are going, well, there's stuff I have to do. Some of you are going, well, I got to go see my family. That doesn't make me happy, but hold on a second. It might be not the most fun thing, but it may be one of your purposes in life and values in life. I love my family. They're not the most fun people in the world, but I really do value them. I want to give to them, and I'm going to do that. Even though it doesn't feel good and I could have more fun somewhere else, it's still purposeful, and you're doing it for something you do want. You want to love them, okay? So I'm not saying that everything you do necessarily is going to feel good. You're going to sacrifice. You might have kids. You don't want to stay up till 5 a.m. putting stuff together, but you love your kids. So we do things that are sacrificial, obviously, because that's part of giving, because we want something bigger. We want a good relationship. We want the best relationship we can have. So in saying yes this year, start by, what's most important? What's my purpose here? What do I really want this to be about? And then prioritize those things and make sure they get the first things first, right? Well, yeah, kids, you can have dessert and popsicles and all that, but you got to eat your vegetables first because that's most important. What are your vegetables? What are the nourishing aspects that you want the holidays to be about? Prioritize those, allot the biggest time and energy to those. Whatever's left over, you can do a lot of other stuff or do it in little doses. Don't treat them all the same. Say no to negative pressure that's not for a good reason, and then say yes to the good things, but never say no because of some should that makes no sense. That's an old take from somewhere else.